global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned. Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. We are so happy to have you again. And we're looking at something very interesting this time around, and it has to do with what Nnamdi Kanu said some days ago, which went really viral, and most people came out to condemn it. But right now, the Igbo youth are actually backing him, and that was when he talked about the underdevelopment in the southeastern state, and went further to say that erring Igbo leaders and elders should be stoned because of that. They are not doing a lot of things, they are not helping issues and all of that. Guess what? The Igbo also have decided to say same, which means that they have given their support. And according to the news, the Igbo Youth Council worldwide had supported the idea of using jungle justice to discipline some erring Igbo leaders or elders whose adult delinquency had instituted untold hardship and insecurity challenges against Igbo nation. OIC wished to state categorically that Nnamdi, as former Minister of Information during the military regime of former head of state Abdul Salami Abubakar in 1998, presented and marketed the 1999 Constitution to Nigerians without proper protections of Igbo interests and without apologies to Nigerians. In 2019, he called the 1999 Constitution he helped the military junta to impose on Nigerians as a trained lawyer a fraudulent document that should be discarded and usher in restructuring. Igbos had been victimized by actions and decisions erroneously took in the past on behalf of Igbo nation by few circles of Igbo leaders who placed their pecuniary interests above the collective interests of Igbos and never weigh the future consequences and negative impact such decision will have on the lives and properties of Igbos. It's time for Igbo youth to cleanse the land and any process that will effect positive changes on the lives of our people, including stoning the circle of elders who have vowed to make life difficult and unbearable for Igbo youths. We will surely support the decision. And guess what? This was signed by Mazi Okechukwu Iziuzoro, President General, Igbo Youth Council Worldwide, and Mazi Oku Nwabuike, who is the Secretary General, Igbo Youth Council Worldwide. Oh my God, this is really serious because it's pointing to the fact that the Igbos are totally tired. You know, one of the ways that Ghana they used to eradicate some of the guys who were doing horrible things, bad stuff in Ghana was they took the bulls by the horn, though it was done by the president who decided that the old guns who have been the reason behind the corruption in Ghana, their life should be ended. That was how it was, and I think that's what the Igbos are intending to do right now. When Nnamdi Kanu wrote out this objection, most people were really angry, and I felt at first that some of them did not understand. I really sometimes when this guy speaks, Nnamdi Kanu talks, I am not an Igbo guy, but then I seem to understand where he's coming from. Right now, the truth of the matter is he's carrying a load that is so heavy on him, and every time he sees the hidden hands behind the suffering of the Igbos, he gets really angry. At first it was as if whatever that is happening to the Igbos are actually traceable to some foreigners, and that's some northerners and the likes. But when you scrutinize and look through, you will now realize that there is an invisible hand that opened the door for these guys to be treated this way. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. There's an invisible hand, and when they trace the invisible hand, they will now realize that it is the hands of the elders in Igbo land. There are a lot of things that have happened which automatically so bad. For example, if you look at Delta State, when they were talking about the invasion of the Fulanis headsmen to their forest, most people, they were trying to fight it and do all in their power to see how they can stop it, only for those guys to resurface with a document proving that actually these lands, we had paid for it, which means that they were saboteurs and missed them, who went behind and sold those lands, despite the fact that they know that if these guys, the Fulani, stays around them, they will cause a lot of trouble for them. They still went behind because of greed. They went behind and they sold those lands to those guys in an exorbitant price. And now that you have sold the land, do you think that they will chicken out at a point? Maybe they just feel, well, we can't go on again because of the... They cannot, because two things are involved. Before we quit your land, you've got to refund our money. And if you don't refund our money, we keep staying where we are. And there are these kind of people that you can't sell your land and later on tell them to quit and they will quit. So those are some of the things. When you see those high-level betrayal on the part of those whom I personally believe that at that age that they are, they should have killed. They should have destroyed anything called greed. They would have exterminated it out of their system. It wouldn't have been there again. But you still see these same people are the ones behind certain things that are happening. And, you know, this thing drives people mad. If you want to take the pressure of all of this on your neck and want to work with it, it causes them, most of the time, he speaks very angrily. For example, I'm talking about Nnamdi Kanu. He speaks very angrily because, unfortunately, these things can be reversed. And guess what? If we keep allowing it, it will keep happening. And it will continue to bring trouble to our own people. And this is not good enough for our own people. Despite all that these people have seen, there is no level of repentance on their part. They are still eager to see if they can possibly get political appointment or maybe go behind and collect some monies on behalf of the Igbo. Ill treatments are coming to these guys. You guys are not castigating. You guys are not talking aloud. And you keep allowing these things to be for us. And now Hans and Igbo have joined them. And guess what? This is really serious, because if they have joined him and as they have been believing that they're going to get their independent this year, if they get it, those guys are going to be facing a lot of judgment. They are going to be facing a lot of questions. And guess what? Some of the questions will be too tough for them to handle, because most of what these guys are putting on them, the elders, as accusation, actually have evidences which they will put forward. As much as they love to forgive them, but for the fact that they have seen that these guys are behind a lot of things happening to them, they will not be happy. You understand? They will never be happy. If truly you are a father, if you claim that we are the life wire of the Igbo land, we are the people who ought to stand in the front, prove it by showing responsibility. And how do you show that responsibility? By ensuring that whenever things comes up that has to do with your own people, you stand your ground. You should be the one to advise the youth wisely. You are the one that should tell them, hey, this is what you do. And at the end of the day, they shouldn't turn behind and notice that you went behind and acted as a saboteur. Sometimes they decide to come up with an idea which will help to, improve their well-being in Nigeria that they have found themselves, though they are struggling to live it. And then you go behind and you deceive them. When you deceive them like that, or go behind and act as a saboteur, leak all their secret, and sometimes collect money and allow them to suffer a lot of things, what do you expect? For example, I was expecting at the Senate House, both Senate House and also House of Representatives, I was expecting huge actions on the part of those who are senators representing the southeastern states. We were expecting that they are going to say, no, how can you give, for instance, I'm bringing in the issue of the 22.7 billion loan. Excuse me. My expectation was that those representing them as senators and also honorable members, they were going to stand their ground and say, we can't allow this to happen. How can you exempt our own people from enjoying this loan, this same loan? They are going to be part of those who are going to pay for it. Why is it that there is no developmental project in the southeast? Why should you give us a $0 when you know that at the end of the day, the interest rate will be paid, interest and plus the principal will be paid by all and sundry? As long as you're working in Nigeria, you're going to pay. As long as you pay taxes, you're going to be a part of those who will, pay this money. Then why should you strip us of that kind of opportunity, But unfortunately, they were just there, relaxed. Baribe started doing one or two things, but guess what? Nobody was. It should have been something that you don't just leave it to die. Push it, continue to push it. Let them know that you are angry with the decision they have taken against your people. That is what we were expecting. But all of a sudden, the thing died a natural death. Today, as they are, they know very well that if that $22.7 billion loan comes, they are not a part of it. Who will be happy? If you see some of the amount given to some places, you'll be greatly amazed. I think that's why they have reached this decision. And guess what? The Igbo elders, they've got to be extremely careful. But just candid advice is, let them not make a mistake of doing something bad to those who do not deserve, to be stoned, because that will, draw out blood. That will cause a lot of things to happen. But however, that's where we're going to leave it. Go to our comment section. Do you think that as an Igbo youth backing Nnamdi Kanu is a good one for the elders, or do you think it is high time for judgment to prevail? All right, let's interact.